Now I can unscrew this a little bit so it doesn't pooch this end out as I'm pulling out. And the ones that you can still use still have the threads in here. If I were to put that screw in there and pull out and it not come out, then I know those plastic anchors are pretty much toast. And then I wouldn't be able to use a couple of them, okay? You got to get that in far enough to get it into the threads and then gently pull it out. I'm screwing this in a little. Let's see how that one looks a little suspect. See how it cracked right there? It cracked the front, and the front's not supposed to crack like that. It's supposed to stay together, and this is the only part that's supposed to push out. I may not use that particular one, but if I do use that plastic anchor, which hole do you suppose I can put it in? Yeah, I can put it in the bottom right or the bottom left, because when I install the new one, this in the other hallway, the holding power is the top. It's going to swivel down like that, not the bottom. The bottom is just going to kind of keep it from going backwards or sideways. It's never going to pull out like that, right? Because you got the weight here. So these are the two that you need the holding power on. So, you know, I may use it. Okay. These anchors are still good. Okay. So now all I got to do, I'm not even gonna take a level or anything to this when I get over into the other closet. I'm just gonna see how high it is, because I want it about the same height. I liked it about there. There we got 58 and 5/8 to the center. 58 and 5/8. Okay. I'll just have to remember that, and I'll come back to. I'm going to come back to this in a minute to caulk it. I'm just going to take a small little screwdriver, see with the flat tip on there, and I want to make sure you can see those. See how the sheetrock edges are pooched up around the outside edge a little bit. So before I get my caulking in there, I just take my screwdriver and just kind of push all those pieces that are kind of pooched up. I push that back down into the hole like that. That way I don't have those edges raised up, so when I caulk it and I say, hey, look, I'm done, you say, oh yeah, I can see it, there's a pooch, there's a pooch, there's a pooch. I don't like seeing pooches. And there was a little bit of black mark on the sheetrock, so I just got that out off of there. This one already looks flat, but I'm still going to indentate it a little like that. There. Now this one here needs a little bit more assistance. Okay, there. I can take my white caulking. If you don't have any white caulking, if you got it in a closet or something, you could use toothpaste. Did you know that? Yeah, you could. Or some gum, some white gum. Push it back in there kind of as a filler, and then put just a little bit of toothpaste on the outside. We're not going to do that though, because I got my caulking tube there. Okay, so do you remember that measurement? 58 and 5/8. Whoopsie. Sorry about that. I kicked the foot of the tripod trying to get in here with my nail bag and everything. And all I have to do is go up 58 and 5/8 to the center. And that's the center of this first hole, okay? So that looks pretty good, like where we've got everything like that. 58 and 5/8. Let's go over here to this other closet and see, I wasn't quite sure how high the closet pole and stuff was. Well, there's plenty on it, huh? 58 and 5/8 is right in here. Okay. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get that up there. I'm going to center it in this space. I'm not going to hold it out too close because I don't want to wrap it so tight that it hits the door, the back side of the door or anything. 58 and 5/8. 58 and 5/8. I'm just going to put a mark up here. Let's see. 2014. Trying to get the middle of this. 15 3/4. Okay. Okay, I got it right there. 58 and 5/8. Oh. Okay. That's the center, and now I'm just going to eyeball it up there, I think. And then I can wipe those marks off of there later. Okay. Now I can mark this with a felt tip pen or a scratch awl. Got my trusty scratch awl here. Let's see if I can. I don't think that really helps. I'm gonna try to turn a light. Does that help at all? Maybe a little bit. So I can use that, or I always carry a Sharpie. Look how old this Sharpie is. You can't even read it. And when I put it in my nail bag, you'd think, man, this thing shouldn't really last. I've had this forever. But, you know, if I were to put it in my nail bag like that and keep it facing up, this whole tip would dry out. This stuff would dry out. I always put it in upside down. And anything that's left in here always keeps this end saturated, and my tip is still good. Okay, 58 and 5/8. I think I can just hold that right about like so, and push these down so they're facing down like that. I'm going to get my felt tip pen out. I'm just going to put a dot right in the middle. Ooh. Okay. Well, that bottom dot, I think, needs to go up just a hair. And if I were to have taken this, I would hold that up there, and then instead of trying to hold that straight into the middle, I would just hold it at the bottom and use the bottom guide. Oops. Use the bottom of this, and then just raise this up until I get the center, and then mark it. You know what I mean? Okay. And so, do I need to hit studs? No, that's why I got the plastic anchors. Okay. And if I hit a stud, I can put it right into the stud. Okay. I'm just going to tap these. I don't have to do it too hard. The key with that is I used to tap it all the way in and go way in beyond the sheetrock and then poke around with this, but it's got a sharp tip. Can you see? If I was right next to a stud, let's say, and there's an electrical Romex cable stapled to the side of that, I could poke right into that. Or if there's a copper pipe there, or a piece of electrical conduit, or a gas line, or a vent, I could puncture it with this, especially a copper water line next to a stud. chances are none of that's going to happen because this isn't around any bathroom, let's say. Now, see, I think I'm hitting a stud right there. Just taking my little screwdriver and I'm wedging it in there and being as careful as I can. And I think there's a, hear that? Hollow stud. Right there. I think those two, that's good. Those two will hit in. I'm just going to do that. Now I can carefully probe in there and make sure I'm not hitting anything. Okay. Remember I had, okay, now I can kind of do circular motion there. And that's not going to be big enough for my plastic anchor. I'm going to have to make that a little bit bigger. I can get a bigger screwdriver out. The thing is, I don't want to get the screwdriver, I don't want to put too big of a hole in there. Until I get my plastic anchors. Because the thing with that, you have to realize, you get that hole too big and you slip the plastic anchor in there and you think, oh, that's fine. You start putting the screw in there, and if the plastic anchor is not tight in the wall, your plastic anchor is going to spin as you're putting the screw into the plastic anchor. Okay, let me get the plastic anchors and I'll be right back.